Hello and welcome. I'm Lily and I have been creating short form content for the past 5 years, which is absolutely crazy. Super quick background, I started posting on TikTok in 2020 and have just kept going ever since. I feel like I've experimented with enough different types of videos where I can now just kind of walk you through the workflow that I found has worked for me. I love learning about new editing software, new tools, hardware. I'm sure that there's so many other ways to do this, but for me, I always feel like it's really helpful to just walk through an individual person's entire workflow, see what works for them and what they have figured out, and then draw inspiration from there. So I really hope that this helps at least inspire you. And if you're someone that wants to get into this but don't know where to start, hopefully this can be a jumping off point. This is very realistic. This is not glamorous. This is just what I found has worked for me. So in the next part of this video, I'm just going to be going over my personal workflow for content brainstorming and ideation, physical setup for filming, specifically on an iPhone for short form content, and then a brief overview of how I start editing, what software I use, and how I think about it. This is still a learning process for me, but truly creating things, especially videos, drawings, paintings, I love creating, I love making and thinking about these projects in this light. This is still a learning process for me, but I love doing this. I hope that this helps, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, hopefully if it stays around. So step one is really organization and then conceptualizing. You should just start writing any idea that you have down. I have so many journal pages just filled with ideas of videos that I want to do and reflections of what I think went well, what I could be doing better, but more so like, what am I interested in? What do I want to share? And what do I think will bring value to people? So I have this notebook. I also am always a fan of just a college ruled notebook. I end up writing things down on little pieces of scrap paper too, and then I just try to consolidate everything. So for today, I'm just gonna walk you through my personal concept of journaling. A lot of my page has to do with kind of journaling and drawing. I always do like to keep things like kind of art related. This is the final product. I'll just walk you through how I think about making this video. I always write out the general outline once I have a concept, and then I also sometimes do these little thumbnails. I feel like drawing out the composition of the frame that I want helps me just position myself in front of the camera and think about, okay, I need to hold the journal. I want to do that in the first clip. Then I will write down the B-roll that I want. So drawing close-ups. So then I know that once I'm done kind of talking through the video, I can use that as voiceover. I can edit those drawing close-up clips as an overlay, and then I already have all the talking points. Step two is actually setting up to film. Just have some sort of ritual where if you're sitting in a certain place, if you have done your hair or makeup in a certain way, then you're committed to filming and you got this. I could probably be a little bit more casual about this, but I personally just like to do my makeup and it makes me feel like I'm in the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna film something. These are the little Merit blushes. I hate wasting makeup, so for me, it's more of like a ritual, I would say, that gets me in the mindset of filming. It's mostly when I've talked to my friends that want to get into this, I do feel a sense of, I don't know, some sort of mental barrier maybe about just like the process of filming and then posting it online. That is kind of like a barrier that I would just say you have to do away with. I have had people talk about me in college. I've been in like corporate settings, you know, I've had people just bring it up casually, mostly in positive ways. If you're filming something and if you're posting something that you're excited about, then people will understand that. Okay, so now I'll show you my actual film setup. It is not glamorous, and this camera is on a tripod on a stack of books right now. But again, this is something that I've found works for me when I'm in my apartment and just kind of filming this type of video. I'm not an expert with like filming outside or doing more like cinematic types of videos, which I would love to do, but today I'm just gonna kind of show you the step-by-step what I do when I'm filming at my apartment. I feel like this is gonna look a little crazy, so just bear with me. I don't want this to fall. Again, this is just a super realistic setup. So I have this light. This is what I use. I prop it up against the wall, but I don't have this white light reflecting directly on me. I feel like it's a little too harsh and it makes it look like I'm filming in the nighttime. So I do the soft glow this way, and then the harsh light reflects against the wall. Hopefully you can kind of see the difference. So this is with the light reflected against the wall and then the soft glow on me. If I turn it off, you can kind of see all of a sudden it's like a little bit darker. So that's lighting, very important. The next thing that I do is my tripod. This is a very manual setup. but I put it on the floor, and then it's actually a standing one. And I found that if I put it behind the desk, it's the perfect height, and then I can adjust it up or down from there. And then this part of my workflow is really key. So what you're gonna do is open up your phone, and then I always use the back camera. It can be kind of annoying because you can't like see what you look like, and I am a perfectionist and I just like really want a certain angle. Like when I film with the back camera, I want half of the tree in the background and I want half of my painting in the background. One way that I used to do this, I would literally like put a mirror behind the phone to see if I could kind of see, but it just takes too long. So this is what I do, and maybe you guys already know about this. Screen mirror from your iPhone to your either TV, which I've done before, or your MacBook Air. Open up your iPhone, and then pull down the menu bar. You're gonna click screen mirroring. I'm gonna choose my MacBook. Now on my MacBook, it's mirroring what I do on my iPhone. There you have it. Now you can see exactly what the composition looks like. Screen mirroring, so I can see exactly what's on my iPhone. And then the light, again, reflecting against the wall so that it's better light on me. Then I go back to my script and I'm gonna film the intro shot. And I'll do these takes a bunch of times. Today, let's start a new journal page. I'm gonna show you how I started with a blank page and then ended up with a full spread. Okay, so then I'll pause, and then see this little pause button? I pause the video. So this is how I set up to film. I hope this all made sense. I know it's like a big production, but then once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad. And now I just use this as my setup every time that I'm filming at my apartment. You just rinse and repeat and just do a bunch of takes. Now I will show you how I actually edit the video. I think that when you're starting out filming videos, it can be really tempting to just store everything on iCloud or store everything on CapCut. I know a lot of people use that, but the issue with that is when you film videos, first of all, it takes up so much memory. I pay for 2 terabytes of iCloud for my iPhone from Apple every month, and it's expensive. It's $10. That's $120 a year. And that's just for storage that I'm gonna be using up because videos just eat away at it. I use this Samsung external hard drive. It is a full terabyte. It's called the Samsung Portable SSD T7. This is what I use to edit my long form videos. So all of this footage that's on my Canon camera, I'm not gonna upload it to my MacBook because I only have 250 gigabytes of storage. Literally one video will crash my computer. In iCloud, I don't wanna waste a bunch of storage that I pay for with clips that there's so much dead space in the clip because I say, and I pause so much. So for that reason, I plug my Samsung external hard drive into my computer, and then I open up Adobe Premiere Pro and I edit on my computer on this hard drive. So once I have all my footage uploaded from my iPhone, my Samsung is already plugged into my computer. I will just drag in my photos and videos into the external hard drive. Then I'll delete them from iPhone so that it's off of my iCloud. I just do a new project, and then this one I'm gonna do the project name. So this is a journal, and then I just do the date because that's easiest, 2025. And then I make sure to save it in my T7. So when you go to choose location, I just make sure that it's in the correct folder. This is a nice way to store the Premiere Pro files on my external hard drive because again, they're just so heavy that my actual MacBook hardware cannot handle it. Then Adobe Premiere Pro has, they have a lot of new tools. I actually should probably go and like look at this a little bit more, but oh my God, that's so funny. These are all like stock images of Guatemala and I was just there. I was like, are these my photos? Okay, anyways, upload. I'm gonna edit the ones where I'm in the gray sweater first because I know that's the video concept that I have. Select all of my clips, hold down Shift and then import. Yes, okay. This is the Premiere Pro timeline. Again, it's the same principle as any other editing software. Scrub through it to make sure that all my footage is there, cut and trim when you know that there's blank space. I do this process over and over until I'm happy with the result. So that is how I brainstorm, set up, physically film, manage storage, and edit all of my videos. I really hope that this helped because I love talking about this stuff. I love giving advice. I feel like this definitely wasn't the best how-to video I've ever made. I do want to do more videos, so we will see how this goes. I am sorry I was so all over the place, but I hope that this was helpful.